My father was cleaning out his desk, and there were a few things that were in a file that he handed to me and said that these were really belonged to me, and felt like I should hold on to them as keepsakes for myself. But that I signed a few NFL contracts and played professional football for a little while. We have here Philadelphia Eagles, New York Jets, Canadian Football League for the Calgary Stampeders. 2 weeks into camp, I ruptured my Achilles, and that was sort of the beginning of the end of my football career.
What can you say are some of the most important principles and things that you brought from that career into, your job and duties here at Triangle?
Certainly, I think handling adversity and perseverance are two key things that were things that I was taught how to deal with in high pressure situations playing football, that have certainly translated to dealing with different challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis, contracts not being renewed, loss of business, and having to figure out, okay, what we thought was going to be the plan is no longer the plan. Now what? How do you manage those points of adversity and do it in a swift manner so you can regroup and get back out there and not continue to let that affect you? Definitely the consistency and the preparation. You have to constantly be looking at film. You have to constantly be looking at your opponent. For me today, that's more about understanding the marketplace, understanding what my customers' needs are, what challenges they're facing, and being able to help address those needs. This is what I do day in and day out. Right. And whether that's on the football field, in the practice field, in the meeting rooms, studying film, or translate that to how it comes over into the business world. How are you communicating? The frequency of your communications. Are there scoreboards? How are you doing relative to what your goals are? And these are all things that there are so many parallels from the business world to right. Athletics in general, really. Just going through some old things. This was the nameplate that my grandfather had on his desk back when I was a kid coming in to visit, and when I didn't really know much about what Triangle was, other than the fact that most of my family seemed to be there all the time. Every family is unique, every business is unique, so there isn't a blueprint for this is how you do it successfully. You really have to have something that's tailored for the business needs, the family needs, the dynamic.
You've mentioned that if your grandfather could see, what you're doing here today, his mind would be blown. However, the one thing that is apparent and that he would still be proud of is the fact that it's still, with a delicate touch and, caring for the associates and, really maintaining that smallness, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, all the things that were vitally important to him when it came to how he ran Triangle still exist today.
Right.
And that was, things that were instilled to me by my father, right. that were instilled to him by Willie. Right. So it means a lot. It really does, and it was the foundation for what we've been able to create today, and hopefully we'll continue to create for many, many years into the future. The technology is advancing so fast, and the things that we're able to do are so much better, faster, more efficient than they were even 5 or 10 years ago. We can certainly do things with old technology and do them really well. Is it necessarily the most efficient way because of maybe a software deficiency, right. Or is there some new technology, faster spindle that allows you to cut faster? Maybe the travel of the tool happens faster in new machines, and we're investing in all sorts of different technology every year, from Swiss screw machines to new verticals to new horizontal mills. We bought a CNC grinder last year, so we're really continuing to push that technology at Triangle is something that's going to be important for us going forward into the future to continue to be competitive. This is now my cubicle. I decided to make the transition over from my office in 25 Parkway. Basically, this is a shell of what it used to be. A lot of my personal effects have been taken out. We were in the process of doing an ERP implementation, and I wanted to be close to the project team, which was doing most of their meeting out of the conference room over there. But also, there were 3 other folks in the cubicles around this one that are part of my senior leadership team, and really gave me the opportunity to spend more time directly with them and have very impromptu conversations where we just pop up from across the cubicle. Also, in the adjacent space over here is most of our engineering team. Our CNC programmers are downstairs. This building has most of the indirect engineers and quality people in it, so we have an opportunity to collaborate a whole lot more. And for me, being around the people and getting to interact on a day-to-day basis and have frequent touches, it really makes a big difference as far as being able to continue to communicate, convey the messages, set the direction, and make sure that we're all on the same page. This is the desk of a minimalist CEO. I travel fairly light. I can pretty much do my work anywhere as long as I've got my computer and enough space to maybe do some reading and take some notes. I travel light, so this is about all I really need on a daily basis in order to execute my role and responsibility here at Triangle.